Of what they wanted, and there was different little things they needed for doing jobs. So yeah, they got all those filled really well.
And you were telling me in the break that somebody actually paid one of the SES volunteers $300 to take his top off.
Take his shirt off, because he was in a an A4. One of the wish lists was a chainsaw, a bar for a chainsaw. So he was standing in this with his shirt off, with his overalls on, with the chainsaw in front of his crutch. And so this woman had a few bevies obviously by then, and so she wanted to see him with his shirt off, so he did it.
Fine. The money went to a good cause.
That's right, exactly.
Excellent. Tell you, there's also an international dimension now to Chillout. It's kind of got
it was 2006 when it was I've forgotten the name of it, when it was Carry On Camping. The US website gay.com came on board and advertised for free for us all over the States and Canada. And we had a lot of hits from the people over there, and there was, I can't remember the exact amount, there was 24 people who actually planned their holidays to come out, go to Mardi Gras and then come down for Chillout the next weekend. So it was a really interesting.
So there's still quite a large contingent of
international there is, that's right, exactly. And people who have been have obviously told other people, and they come back, and the people who have been before come back. And we usually get a few international visitors every year. That's quite good.
Time it right, you can do Midsummer, Mardi Gras. And
that's right, you can do the whole thing, yeah. You can spend 3 or 4 months over here and have a great time.
So how do you go about getting putting together the program, in terms of getting talent to...
It takes a lot of organising. A lot of people we'd like to get to come and perform as obviously a draw card for Chillout. Just charge way too much money that we can't afford, because we're a non-profit organisation, so it's a matter of raising funds first and trying to carry funds over from the previous year to get everything going. But then the other side of that is that we're putting a lot of people, getting them on board, and they're getting exposure which they mightn't get otherwise. So we usually put a little link on the website for people to go on and register their interest. Then they send us a CD or a DVD of their music or their concert, and we go through that, and then we pick out who we think would be a draw card or who people would like to listen to. So in the last couple of years we generally have 2 stages. We have the main stage, which is like the stage where Dolly performs, and then around the other side of the arena we have a smaller stage which is more laid back music. So if people don't want to put up with the loud music and Dolly squealing a lot, they can go around the other side and just sit and relax.
Yes.
And then in the middle of the arena we have the dog show, of course, which is hosted every year, which is a lot of fun.
So if there's anybody out there in TV land who's interested in, or knows anybody who wants to get involved or sort of get a profile, they should look at the Chillout West
just go
website.
on the website, everything's on there. You can register your interest to be a volunteer, or if you've got an act that you want to put on, or you just want to come along and with a stall even. There's always people who come once a year and they don't think they've raised enough money, so they don't want to come back next year. But we have a lot of stalls that come back year after year, because apart from raising money for themselves, they have a bloody good time while they're there.
And perhaps some of the headline acts could bring their prices down.
Well, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That'd be really good, because it's a non-profit weekend. But
yes. Yeah, exactly. So that kind of brings us into what's planned for 2013 and beyond.
Well, we're hoping. We usually give ourselves a couple of months off before we start planning for the next year. So we've got our first meeting on Monday night to go through a few things, like as in previous, what happened this year, how things went, if anybody's already put interest in to come back and perform or come back as a stall holder or whatever. So our first meeting will be this weekend, and this coming week, and then we'll go from there. We usually start meeting once a month, and then as it gets closer it comes down to once a week and a couple of times a week, just to get everything organised before the final weekend.
So you do a bit of an evaluation after each one, and
yes, we usually do we go out for dinner somewhere and do a bit of a debrief on what happened and how much money we raised and how much is left in the kitty to start for next year, and then try and get sponsors on board. So there's another reason. Anybody got any sponsors out there that can come on board? It'd be really good. And they also get a lot of exposure. Obviously, if they come up for Chillout weekend, there's going to be a lot of people there looking at whatever they want to look at, whether it be cars or products of any sort.
So what are some of the I guess perhaps it's a bit early to know, but some of new things? Anything new planned for 2013?
Well, not as far as I know. No, we haven't sort of really got together yet, and it's probably a lot of us do have ideas, and we'll just throw them in the middle of the table and go from there and pick up on whatever people want to do. We did over the last few years. Obviously, we had Carry On Camping and A Decade of Fairy Tales, and then we had a Bollywood in the Bush, which sometimes it becomes a bit difficult if you label a whole weekend as a type of event. Then people feel they've let themselves down if they don't get into the event. So this year we decided just to name the street parade, which was Pirates Recapturing the Pearl. And as soon as we put that up on the website, it was just inundated with floats. And obviously, you said before, there's a heck of a lot of floats in this year, which normally wouldn't have been there. So
well, I've been 2 or 3 years, and it gets bigger every year.
That's right. Yeah. So I think we'll probably do that again this year.
Great.
And just name the street parade, which gets a lot of people there. And maybe they don't come to Carnival Day afterwards, but at least they've been in the parade, and that's getting more and more, like you said, bigger and bigger every year.
Well, thank you very much, Max, for joining us today.
I'm very happy to do so.
Fascinating little bit of an insight into what goes on behind the scenes at Chillout. Well, if you're interested in going to Daylesford Chillout, I'd suggest you book early. Our accommodation does book out. The Chillout Festival website is available. What's the website?
Chilloutfestival.com.au. So Chilloutfestival, all one word, .com.au.
Chilloutfestival.com.au. We'll give you all the details. And rest assured, it'll be a fun weekend. It always is. The bush dance is highly recommended. So thanks again, Max. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us at Bent TV. Thank you for viewing tonight, and we'll see you all next week. Good night.